So we've had a few days now to wrap our noggins around everything TennoCon related, all of those big reveals. Also, welcome on in, you beautiful feckers. Hopefully you're all doing very well. Now, for the first time this year, we got to see the art panel live from TennoCon on stream, which gave us even more items to look at, even more items to hope would be added into the game as soon as possible. Now, I think last year they had an art panel that had a few things revealed as well, but we didn't get to see it because it wasn't streamed, but someone I think took pictures on the phone, so that way we got to see it. Now, this year's art panel had a whole lot more to show off. There was those two new Warframes, Too Fat, Too Furious, Grendel and Goss. There is a lot of new Warframe Deluxe skins to show off. There is a new Critter, Sentient tileset art, old war weapons, well, Duviri weapons that look like the rifles that those pre-Grineer soldiers are using in the new player experience trailer from the old war. There is images of the sentient mothership, new sentient enemy types and their movements. There is another look, a final look at the Sentient Arm Canon, which we will hopefully be getting this year, and there was many more items shown off as well. So let's just get feckin' started, because this might be another long video. I do apologise, by the way. I normally only make videos around the 5-minute mark, so maybe go grab a beer or 20 and a sandwich as well to keep yourself occupied. Now, since I've already mentioned those Duviri weapons, this is them. We have a blade which looks like, I guess, a dagger of some kind. It might be a sword as well, it's hard to tell. And we also have what looks like is probably a submachine gun or a rifle with a primed variant as well. Now remember, these are the pre-Grineer weapons that we get to see in that old war battle from the new player experience trailer that the Orokin Empire were using as Mag, Volt and Excalibur cut them down to pieces. So they are some way off, I would imagine, being added into the game, because they're probably part of the Duviri Paradox or the new open world area, which is probably going to be sometime next year. I wouldn't imagine it will be this year. I think this year is going to be Railjack, maybe sometime around September, October, and probably get the new war later on. I think the new war had at the end of the trailer saying it was going to be in December, but I would imagine maybe that might end up being January. Now, the weapons themselves that they showed off on the art stream do look incredibly good, and the Prime version especially looks really nice. First up is the new Ash Deluxe concept, his second Deluxe skin to be added into the game. Now, to me, this looks like a mummified Ash, or hell, it even screams Skeletor. I don't know why, don't ask me why. I want him now to kind of make custom sounds when he casts some of his abilities. Like if he casts Bladestorm, he needs to go meh, you know, just like Skeletor does. The skin does look pretty damn good. The face mask has a kind of Necromonger feel to it, like from Riddick from the movie, or a face hugger from Alien. But he also has handles on his hips, I guess, in case you need to pick him up and take him to the shop. I don't know why he has handles on his hips. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think of this skin? Is this the kind of skin that you would rush out and buy for your Ash, or would it make you use Ash more if you actually had it to equip on him? Now, the next deluxe skin that we got to look at was this one for Haru. Now, on my stream, I had a few people saying that this skin heavily reminded them of a Warlock from Destiny, and I can kind of see it. Some of the Warlock helmets in Destiny 2 have that kind of look to them. Maybe it's just because of the swirling energy that's probably going to be moving around inside that helmet, but the purple bits on this skin, we've been told, will be energy, just holding the body together, like what Mag and Atlas have for deluxe skins right now in game. That same kind of concept. Now, the kind of dress on this Haru skin, I'm hoping would be full cloth physics and not kind of a hard, stiff plastic feel to them. So more cloth physics like what Oberon has on one of his skins. But again, we're going to have to wait and see what it's like when it actually makes it into the game. But I do really like this skin. He has got a hole through his chest as well, and the face visor has kind of got that skeletal look going on for it. But again, don't know when this is going to be added. Now, the next skin is a deluxe skin concept for Titania, and it's got an infested look to it with a kind of big Diablo styled horns, and her dress tails look like they pop out as wings when she is in her mini wing form, when she's flying around in that little mini arc wing mode. Now, I'm not normally a fan of infested skins, but this one looks pretty cool, and it might look nicer if I get to colour it myself. I'm not a fan of the kind of base colours that's on this right now, but I would have to see it in game. There is also a lot of detail on her, but again, like I said, I'm not really a fan of infested skins, so I'm going to move on. Make sure and let me know what you think of this skin in the comment section below. Now, this next deluxe skin concept is for Ivara. I know, it doesn't really look like Ivara as we know her. It kind of resembles more Korra, according to a lot of people in my Twitch chat, and I'm going to agree with that. It doesn't really have that arch or feel to it when I'm looking at this skin. Now, she has got what looks like might be arrows on her hip and some sort of bow or club attached to her left leg, the front of it, but other than that, the skin isn't really doing it for me. Ivara, I see her as being a slender, agile looking Warframe which fits that kind of assassin archer type, but this skin makes her look more like a brute force type of Warframe. Instead of like, feck the arrows, I'm not going to shoot them at you, I'm just going to throw the fucking bow at you instead. So maybe it's just me, maybe you really love this skin, let me know in the comment section below. So this next deluxe skin is one for Excalibur, and it's made by Liger Inuzuka, Mr. Buttcheeks himself, the guy who has created a lot of deluxe skins in game that have perfectly defined arses. This skin doesn't seem to have that, which is kind of weird. He normally goes for that kind of aesthetic. Maybe it'll look like that when it gets rendered into the game. But this skin does have a lot of detail to it, and I'm wondering how much of the artist's detail from this drawing will actually make it onto the skin, because there's a lot to look at. Now, I know Liger's Neja deluxe skin has a lot of detail on it as well, and maybe most of this one will carry over just like Neja's one did, and I'm kind of hoping it does, because the skin does look incredibly badass. The sword on his hip and its design looks absolutely amazing. The kind of blind mask that he's wearing as well is awesome, and he has a possible Kubro skull on his shoulder with a horn on it as well, and he also has a horn or a flask of some sort on his hip, while also smoking the ganja, which is legal in Canada, so we'll move on. Oh, and he's also got a set of balls on his hip. Now, again, his face has this kind of skeletal look to it, which seems to be a theme with some of these deluxe skins. I'm not sure why, maybe I'm just noticing that when it's not really there. He also has his nipples pierced and he has a ponytail. Now, I know a lot of players are really hyped for this skin because it does look really fucking detailed, but this is just the artist's impression, and like I said, if I remember correctly, Neja one took a very long time to finish from the artist's impression to actually being added or rendered into the game, so no idea how long it's going to take for this one to actually become a thing. It might be another year away. Also, it's for Excalibur, and let's be honest, Excalibur has probably more skins than anyone in the game right now. Now, the next deluxe skin is one for Nova. Also, it is her second deluxe skin. It's kind of crazy that some of these Warframes are getting their second deluxe skin when we have Warframes in the game that don't even have their first one. But it makes sense, I guess, because these Warframes are all bloody popular. Now, this one looks pretty damn cool, considering Nova's current deluxe skin looks like something out of The Fly, with those big old bulgy bug eyes on her. And the thing about this skin is that it's going to be similar to the Haru Deluxe we seen earlier. The bright blue around her belly, her joints, and of course the helmet as well will be energy holding the skin together, again like Mag and the Atlas Deluxe skin in game right now. Nova is currently one of my top 5 most used Warframes in the game, and I really can't wait to see what this concept looks like once it's out of the artist's impression and it's actually a full render. But again, it's early concept art. It might be a year or two away. In fact, it might not even make it into the game. I mean, if I remember rightly, the Sentient Arm Canon was shown years ago, and we're finally only getting it now. Now, for this next bit, I know I'm going to have to ask you guys to calm down, because I know you're going to be extremely hyped for Modular Arkwings. I know, calm down, I know. You all love Arkwing. Fucking frothing at the mouth right now. Oh, Arkwing, look at that thing. Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind a bit of that. This image shows off 3 different modular Arkwings, complete with different parts for us to mix and mash together, I guess, to get the perfect setup, exactly like we do with kit guns and Zaws. And just like kit guns and Zaws, I expect the community to find the perfect combos within days of them being accessible, the kind of go-to Arkwing. Now remember, all Arkwings will have blink once Railjack drops, so it's not going to be just an Itzel thing. I'm not sure what kind of cooldown is going to be on it. I doubt we will be able to spam the blink with her Arkwings as often as we do with the Itzel, because that way we can kind of get all the way across the map, which is the reason that they kind of wanted to change it in the first place. Now, these modular Arkwings are probably going to work the same way as the MOAs do, where a certain part of the Arkwing will have the abilities attached to it, and the other parts will have stat values like health, armor, energy, and so on. But again, we gotta wait and see. Now this, like I said a few minutes ago, this is our Sentient Arm Canon. This is coming this year, guaranteed, we've been told. We first seen this as a concept for 4 feckin' years ago. So remember that when you look at any of the concept stuff being shown off in this video. It might not drop for a fucking long time. But this cannon looks awesome, and it looks as awesome as it did the first time we seen it 4 years ago. We currently have no idea how we're going to get our hands on this in game, or what it's going to actually do. Is it a massive railgun? Is it a bladed weapon? What damage does it deal? We have no clue whatsoever, but it's big and it's badass, so we fucking want it. It has got an intact sentient core on the bottom of it, which kind of adds to the visual appearance of it, and I am guessing, and it is just guessing, that this might be some sort of reward that we get as we progress through the new war questline, something as we fight the sentients. Whatever it is, I can't wait to get my hands on it. Now, speaking of the new war, we got a look at some sentient enemy types on the art stream that are being worked on, and the types of movements that you can expect from these guys as well. We've got one enemy type that looks very gothic with what might be guns on each arm, but the thing about this enemy type is that it splits open and has some kind of portal then in the middle of it where sentient enemies will spawn out of it. So basically this is how sentients are born. You know, what is it, Doc? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Oh fuck knows, man, it's over there killing things. Quick, kill it, get rid of it. This other sentient type has a shield with a hole in the center of it. So it's not exactly the smartest of sentients, you know. This is the kind of idiot that you send to the front lines. Oh, nice shield, Billy. Oh, that's a lovely shield. Did you make that yourself? Go stand up there in the front and welcome all those Warframes in that are charging towards us. Then we have this sentient who darts all over the place and has massive fingers. Now, I don't know why he needs fingers that size for. In fact, don't answer that one. Then we have this little cute sentient. I mean, look at it. Look how cute this one is. How in the name of Clem can we be asked to hurt this cute little thing, huh? Easy, mate. Hand me the Tiger's Prime while I take it out back. Boom. Limbs coming flying around the corner. I done killed it. Then we have this badass looking sentient who seems to have all the weapons. Like, he was told to go grab a weapon from the armory and instead came back with all of the weapons duct taped to every limb that he could attach one to. We said get one gun, Jimmy, one gun. And I'm wondering if these weapons will fire fast or slow, whether they're full auto or semi-auto. I'd imagine that if he can fire these rifles at full auto, then they are going to bloody hurt a lot. Now, these are the sentient fighter ships. This is rendered versions of them, so we haven't seen them in game yet, or what kind of movement they have, or what kind of weaponry they have, or what way they shoot at us. So we're going to have to wait and see what way they get added in. I'd imagine these will be what we will be shooting at with our railjack. Now this, look at this thing. This is some sort of critter that's about to be added to the plains of Eidolon, I think they said. This is basically Alan Rickman cat. Look at the comparison. You can't deny it. This I am going to shoot on sight. I don't care. It looks like it's in pain, you know. Kill me. Now, throughout the art stream as well, they showed us a lot of artwork from the sentient tile set. That tile set that they said was going to be some kind of a veteran reward. This is the images that they showed us, but it is just really early artwork, and we did a while back get to see an early look at the tile set during a dev stream. But this is some of the image that they showed off during that art stream. Now, I will make a video on Grendel and Goss, Too Fat, Too Furious, as well as Wukong Prime and his weapons over the next few days. So stay tuned for those. I'm just trying to play catch up right now. Let me know what out of all of these deluxe skins caught your eye, if any of them did, or any of the things that was shown off on the art stream, what you liked or what you didn't. The sentient enemies looked weird as all hell, but they look pretty fucking cool as well. Do me a huge favour and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.